I mean, think about it. Westernized, college educations, wearing Armani suits, hanging out in strip bars in the Philippines and Thailand? Does that sound like a fundamentalist Muslim to you? After the capture and arrest of Ramzi Youssef's cousin in Karachi 2003, Ammar al-Baluchi, he was kept in custody at an undisclosed location until 2006 when he was transferred to Guantanamo Bay. He was listed as a ghost detainee in the CIA prison system by Human Rights Watch in 2005. During al-Baluchi's secret detention, he was tortured under so-called enhanced interrogation techniques. Officials reported al-Baluchi was tortured and forcibly dunked into a tub filled with ice water, repeatedly hit with a truncheon-like object, and smashing his head to a wall. His torturous interrogation was fictionalized and depicted in the 2012 movie Zero Dark 30. It is said that al-Baluchi had a copy of a bin Laden letter to a Saudi scholar in his pocket, a computer disk containing a draft letter to him, 2 images of the September 11th attacks, and a perfume bottle containing a low concentrate of cyanide. He was also accused of discussing possibilities of exporting explosives to U.S. textile companies, but then claimed of having no knowledge of such conversation. He is also fluent in English and worked at his uncle KSM's honey processing company in Karachi for a brief period before being hired in 1998 as a computer technician for Modern Electronics Corporation in Dubai. According to some evidence given at the Combatant Status Review Tribunal, he was very open-minded and Western-oriented, while his ex-wife Afia Siddiqui told investigators differently. Al-Baluchi requested his statements be garnered from MEC that would testify he had no connections to militant forces, and that his employee records would show that he left days before 9/11 due to work permit being expired when MEC closed its branch in Dubai. The judge ruled it irrelevant, and the tribunal did not locate Al-Baluchi's former MEC employees, but he submitted 2 statements written as to what he believed his MEC co-workers and his Israeli roommates would say. Israeli roommates? I don't know about you, but does it sound like al-Baluchi may have been set up? From what we've gathered so far about the 1993 World Trade Center bombing and what is widely known about the alternative 9/11 conspiracy theories, and without clear indication of where KSM was born, what ethnicity, and also in the same likes with Youssef, added with those kept close around him, as then later with Ammar al-Baluchi, by this revelation, added with occupations and sources of income, could also mean that this so-called mastermind of 9/11, Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, that's also currently in Gitmo right now, may just be an organized crime figure within the Arab underworld with a genuine hatred towards the US he sought revenge for, or could have been all of that as well as an Israeli Mossad asset working ubiquitously for or within the loose base, aka Al-Qaeda.
Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, or KSM, confessed to masterminding the 9/11 attacks from A to Z in a highly dubious, heavily redacted confession extracted after 4 years of torture in a secret CIA prison, and after having his sons abducted and used as bargaining chips in the interrogation process.
In 2006, KSM confessed to murdering Wall Street journalist Daniel Pearl.
He claimed he had cut off Daniel Pearl's head with his, quote, blessed right hand. But because he'd said that while in U.S. custody, where he'd also been waterboarded, and because he'd been known to exaggerate, there'd been lingering doubts that alleged 9/11 mastermind Khalid Sheikh Mohammed had really done that. He was never charged with the crime. Now, a report that seeks to erase those doubts. Ashra Nomani was a friend and colleague of Daniel Pearl's at the Wall Street Journal. She led an exhaustive investigation by a group of Georgetown University students of Pearl's murder in Pakistan 9 years ago. The authors say they can pin the killing on Khalid Sheikh Mohammed because they analyzed an unusual technology called vein matching. They say at one point the FBI asked the CIA, who was holding Mohammed, to take a picture of his right hand. Investigators took that picture and matched it against a frame in the video of Pearl's murder. In that video, all you can see of the killer, according to this report, is his hand. The report says the vein patterns on the hand in both images were a match. The FBI won't comment on the report. The report says a man named Omar Sheikh was wrongly convicted of actually killing Pearl, though he did allegedly set up Pearl's kidnapping. It says Khalid Sheikh Mohammed was asked by a top Al-Qaeda operative to get involved because the kidnappers didn't know what to do with Pearl.
At one point, this entire kidnapping could have gone a different direction, right?
What we discovered was that Omar Sheikh actually had as his original ransom note that Danny would be released. And so the case turned and became murder, but it wasn't meant to start off as a murder, and Danny was actually supposed to be released.
But the report says Khalid Sheikh Mohammed wanted to kill Daniel Pearl for propaganda.
But unlike the torture stories we've been told about KSM, and as we've demonstrated by numerous witness accounts, U.S. Secret Agent Brian Parr stated that when Ramsey was taken into custody, Yusuf was friendly, he seemed relaxed, and he actually seemed eager to talk to us. So are these individuals known as KSM and Yusuf really who they are? Are they Arabs or are they Muslims?
And let me ask you, I mean, you've been answering a lot of questions lately about the newsletters that were published under your name, and some of the things contained in them were conspiracy theories. Some of the stuff was very incendiary, and, you know, saying that in 1993 the Israelis were responsible for the bombing of the World Trade Center,